stop with the biotin. If you're struggling with your hair like I am, first off, you don't have to buy a flight to Korea the way that I did. We're gonna talk about that. And you also don't have to consume biotin in copious amounts the way that so many celebrities or people talk about, because there isn't actually a lot of science behind biotin. We're gonna talk about the science of hair loss, and we're specifically going to speak about the 5 things you should avoid if you actually want to regrow your hair. And this is for people who either have hair loss and are losing their hair because it has been diagnosed by a board-certified dermatologist, or for people who just want longer, stronger, more lustrous hair. I've been seeing all of the TikTok girlies doing like their hair oiling, and it looks amazing. And I'm like, but where's the science? If it's rosemary hair oil, that's proven by science. But if it's not, let's just talk about the facts here. Hair grows from the root, from the scalp. And if we don't have a healthy functioning system overall, which yes, includes the things we put on our scalp, how we clean it, what we do or do not consume, the scalp is not going to produce the hair that we want and have it look long and lustrous, healthy, etc. And of course, even if you do all of that correctly, if you're like ripping at your hair from the bottom or you like chop it off, well, it's not going to be there anymore. So it's not going to grow as long if you chop it off. That is a huge myth because a lot of people think they have to trim their split ends regularly to grow their hair. No. Trimming the split ends down here, this is dead keratin, it does nothing to the hair growth rate up here. Let's talk about all of this because there is so much going on. And I'm actually gonna do a hair loss treatment. Which one should I do? Should I do the Irestore or should I do this thing? This thing is, it's amazing. You know what? Oh my God, I freaking love this. I can't even concentrate when I do this. If you have not seen the reviews of people's pets using this, in addition to how this helps people's scalps stimulate hair growth through circulation, this is thebomb.com. It was like 20 bucks. This makes noise though, so to spare you and the microphone, the point of this was to say, I got a real microphone. Look at me being such a professional. Anyways, damn, is she caffeinated or jet-lagged or both? Don't answer that. Well, to spare you from the drama and the noise of that, we are going to do the hair helmet because that's what we do. We only need to do it for 12 minutes too, and I don't know how to shut my pie hole, so maybe the 12-minute limit will also allow me to bring you these scientific answers in a decent amount of time. How about that? Well, as noted, let's talk about biotin. How did this become a thing? I am pretty sure that someone did a study. It was either on rats or dogs. I can't remember if it was dogs or rats or both, but someone did a study and concluded that they were going to start selling biotin for people's hair. There is limited research showing that biotin may be helpful for nails, but if you're not deficient in biotin, if you take it, it's not going to do anything for your scalp. It's not going to do anything for the skin. It's not going to do anything for the hair. We've proven this a couple times over, and you'll still see biotin in like other supplement brands. This one is Grow from Vegamore. This one is the one that I'm currently using. This is the BeYoutiful Woman's Vegan. This has actually a lot of positive reviews on it. It's shocking. Absolutely fascinating as compared to this, but these are hearts. They're little gummy hearts, so they're cute. The Irestore gummies are ones that I were using for quite some time, and Irestore is actually working with us on a portion of this video. With all of these, remember that even if they contain biotin, the biotin probably isn't what's doing it for your hair. I don't know how this became such a large myth, but unless you're deficient in it, meaning unless you've gotten, it checked and you're low, taking more is really not going to help. And if anything, taking additional biotin can lead to acne, it can cause more breakouts, or it could even cause like thyroid panels to show up a little bit funky when you do blood work. As someone who has Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid condition that runs in the family, but doesn't personally have thyroid issues myself, but I do monitor it like a good person, I just want to make sure that nothing's going haywire, right? Oh, and for all the people who said that my hair is falling out because I'm vegan and I'm like malnourished, I get my panels checked. I'm a healthy, okay? It's probably a combination of stress and female pattern hair loss, again, androgenetic alopecia and telogen effluvium. That is why you need to see a board-certified dermatologist to diagnose it. Or if you just want to grow longer, stronger hair, skip the biotin, it's not going to help. This, again, usually requires you to check your blood work, like check your thyroid, check your vitamin D, make sure that they're functioning well. But if they are, you could try things like ashwagandha, or specifically turmeric, which has curcumin and can be fantastic for the scalp. BeYoutiful Woman's Vegan is what I'm taking. These have had amazing before and afters results, etc. The Vegamore, these show up in my YouTube ads all the time. time, so I got this. It has some good stuff in it, and again, I was on the Irestore ones for quite a while, and I love those. But the biggest thing you want to do is not waste your money on crappy supplements and get ones that are actually better suited to work. The curcumin specifically can be anti-inflammatory, and that's where we have to talk about number 2, which is also why I went to Korea for my hair loss. We have to talk about scalp inflammation. A lot of people don't realize that an inflamed scalp can actually contribute to hair loss or to the lack of hair growth. I've spoken about this with doctors and derms, but I saw it firsthand in Korea. It's called the Limun Scalp Clinic, and I spent like a half a day there. I got all these treatments, and they custom made me like a ton of these little scalp regrowth serums, and these are specifically meant to take down inflammation on the scalp topically. They also gave me an exfoliating scaling solution that I love. Well, I had a ton of these. These are my last ones. I'm going back to Korea to get my scalp rechecked out because Korea is like so cutting edge when it comes to hair care and scalp care. And this is just anecdotal, but I feel like in Korea and Korean culture, they are so innovative. They're so on par with technology. The government actually looks at medical data and studies and has like a faster rate of approving things while still doing their due diligence. Again, I could have a warped perspective, but it just seems like communication is better over there and like stuff gets done, which is why Korean sunscreens are amazing. The US hasn't approved a new sunscreen filter since like the late 90s, and that's why Korean sunscreens have been medically proven to be safe and effective and wonderful and much more what's called cosmetically elegant on the skin. But in America, we still got the paste. We still got the pasty stuff. Well, they are cutting edge in so many different ways, and the scalp stuff is absolutely one of them. And it was when I was having this conversation at this clinic and like looking at my scalp underneath the microscope, the main guy who had started the clinic explained to me that my scalp did look inflamed. And there can be many things that trigger inflammation. For some people, it could be stress, it could be food, it could be your body is just naturally predisposed to it. Hi, where all my anxiety that. But it can definitely have an impact on your skin, on your hair, on your beauty, etc. And decreasing inflammation can really help, and we actually know this from a scientific perspective. Scalp inflammation can actually stunt hair growth. So if there are things you can do to decrease that inflammation either in the body with something like curcumin and beYoutiful, or if you can put something on topically, which again, could be something that you fly across the world to get, I have to say. Or even something like the salicylic acid treatment from the Inky list. A lot of people don't know that salicylic acid is anti-inflammatory. It's related to acetylsalicylic acid, aka aspirin, and applied topically, it can actually help to take down inflammation as well as exfoliate the scalp skin. And our scalp has a lot more sebaceous glands, basically those oil glands, than the rest of our body. These are great options if you feel like your scalp is inflamed. And if we can lower inflammatory cytokine levels, basically our bodies can have these cytokine storms. If we can lower that, we have a better chance of keeping our hair follicles healthy and kind of awake. You see, there's something called hair follicle regression. And if we can prevent these cytokine levels from being overly inflammatory and too high, then we have a better bet at basically nourishing and allowing the hair to grow as it should or optimally instead of kind of stunting their growth. The curcumin in this Nutrafol does that. There's actually a lot of other ingredients in here like B12, zinc, selenium. If you want a full video on Nutrafol and even, oh my god, Kiwi Beauty from Tati Westbrook, I never reviewed that years ago. If you want those videos, the comments box is like a big old suggestion box. So let me know. I read those. I read them. I usually don't scroll to the very bottom though, because some people can be mean and I don't block the comments. But I read most of them, okay? Leave me a nugget. Leave me something fun down there. But if you want the video on that, let you go know. And in the meantime, you want to remember to try to decrease that inflammation. Actually, red LED, which is what's on my head right now, can also decrease inflammation. But here's the thing, you have to use LED at the right wavelength. I see a lot of people using LED and it's either number one, not powerful enough, or number two, it's not the right wavelength to actually help. We have medical studies showing that the right wavelengths of red LED light can help with stimulating collagen, can help with hair growth, can help decrease inflammation. However, there's a lot of people who don't use that right wavelength. Oh, we are beeping. Are we done? Are we done? I think we're done. Red wavelengths are 620 to 750 nanometers, but you specifically want to make sure that you're kind of smack dab in the middle and getting the best possible coverage if you're going to use LED for your scalp. And again, blue LED, that could be helpful for acne, but I see people using like green and stuff. There isn't the same data on that. There's actually data on infrared as well. Remember, infrared we can't see, but it's kind of felt as heat, and it's beyond red on that electromagnetic spectrum. Wow, what a beautiful electromagnetic spectrum. Excuse me. This right here is the Irestore. Again, this is the Elite. I did use the regular one before. Oh look, I have a bunch of product in it. This was the one I was using before. I had to use this a couple times a week for almost half an hour. And I find that if I don't do something on a regular basis, it's harder to build a habit. So this is 12 minutes a day. Looks like I'm gonna just talk my through this video. Sorry. But this has 500, not only red LEDs, but also lasers. This is low-level laser therapy that you can get over the counter and use at home. This is one of the best things I've ever used for my scalp, but you have to use it in order for it to work. And the biggest thing, if you're gonna do anything when it comes to LED in hair, make sure it covers the back. So many people, have issues at the crown. I literally didn't know that I had bald patches until I saw myself in a video and I was like, wait, why are patches of my hair missing? And if I had gotten one of like the regular caps, it wouldn't have covered, the back of the head. So you wanna make sure that you're getting something that goes all the way down like this. Irestore is FDA cleared at home. Trichologists and dermatologists love this. It was Dr. Dre actually who got me hooked on it. I understand it's expensive. I understand it's a lot. It's literally like the price of a flight to Korea. But I will say, you can get it on sale. I would say always get it on sale if you can. And number two, I've done this thing where I have like an airline credit card and I get miles on the credit card. I'm sure everyone knows this and I was just late to the party. Best life hack ever. Like, I can go to Korea for free. It's not free, but it's like free. It's girl math free, right? Because it was from points of things that I was gonna buy anyways. And this is an expensive purchase, so if I put it on the credit card, and as long as I pay it off, right? And then you get the points, you're kind of like getting a free flight for regrowing your hair. You see what I'm saying? Is the girl math thing? Because it is in my head, okay? You still have to pay taxes and fees on the airline ticket, but it was like $40. Just like, what? What? Hello? Yes, I'm gonna go to Korea and go to a hair loss clinic. Thank you. Should I wear this on the plane? The intrusive thoughts are intruding. This is one of the best things I've used for my hair. You do have to use it regularly for it to work though. And again, you need to make sure that it covers the back here. This is fantastic. It is one of the most potent ones. I think it is like the most potent one that exists on the market that's actually legal, because if it's stronger than this, then it's like full-on laser territory. But this is fantastic. I absolutely adore it. Should I embarrass myself on a plane? Should I do it? Should I not? And speaking of the LED and the lasers, another way that they work is by stimulating circulation to the scalp. Remember that circulation and blood flow is what brings oxygen and nutrients to the scalp. Like if you take a supplement, you've got to get the supplement from your stomach to the scalp to work, right? You got to get your body working. That's what circulation does. This is literally your cue to go get a scalp massage. Oh my God, they are the best things ever. If you even speak to like William Gonitz, he's a trichologist here on YouTube. I interviewed him ages ago and I still have not gotten that video up. Will Gonitz is amazing. And he was saying that so many people see benefits from scalp massage and that he offers it in his clinic because of the circulation. This, okay, if you don't want to spend the money on the Irestore, or even if you do, this, $20 as compared to like $2,000. This is so good. Again, pets love it, Cass loves it. It's waterproof, so you can do it in the shower. And I literally have this next to my bed, and it is the best scalp massage, secondary to like an actual human who knows acupressure points. Literally, can you see the way it like works? Like it actually grips the scalp and it actually massages the scalp appropriately. It like has little hands and it grabs and it has speed settings. Oh, it's amazing and I love it so much. This feels like a little scalp hug at the end of a long, stressful day. And this helps to stimulate circulation in a way that I just never could do on my own. Now, if you can go get scalp massages by someone else, definitely do it, especially if they know what they're doing and they could focus on like specific areas for you. But I don't have that kind of luxury, both time or financially, but maybe I should just put it on a credit card. But maybe I should just get some airline points with it, yeah? This is actually something you should do. Get your insurance to pay for your scalp massages. I kid you not. This is gonna be a tangent, but you're gonna listen up, okay? Yes, you can get your insurance to pay for not only your scalp massages, but your hair growth supplements, maybe even your flight to Korea, I don't know. When it comes to medical insurance, I am not the best one to describe it to you, but I'm gonna do my best. There's actually a video, I'm going to link it below. This guy does a great job breaking it down. And if you're not in America, you should still watch this to see what the f we have to put up with, okay? There are HMOs and PPOs. An HMO is a type of health insurance that you need to get a referral from a doctor to see a specialist. So if you want to see a dermatologist, you need to go to your PCP, your primary care provider first, and then they write you a little piece of paper and they say, here you go. Go to the other doctor, and then you're allowed to go see the other doctor. Now, if you have a PPO, you call the shots, kind of. You get to decide which doctors you go to. You don't need to see your primary care person first. You can just go to a dermatologist or to a hair loss specialist or to an oncologist or whoever you want, right? That's all well and dandy. And usually you have to pay a deductible, so you pay a flat fee. And then there's like a percentage split between you and the insurance company. If the aspirin and the warm blanket cost you $1,000 at the ER, which yes, there is a code for a warm blanket, American healthcare, okay? But let's just say that that costs you $1,000. Maybe it's an 80-20 split, so the insurance company pays 80%, you pay 20. Now, once you hit a threshold of like 10 grand, then the insurance company kicks in 100%. And that's why if you're going to get medical treatments, do them at the beginning of the year and like stack them up throughout the year so that you can hit that threshold first. Then if you hit that big old threshold, then your treatments are much closer to free. It is so. Anyways, you're probably asking, Cassandra, how do I get the company to pay for my hair growth supplements and my scalp massages or Korea? Like, this is amazing. How do I do that? HSAs, babe. HSAs. I don't have one, but health savings accounts, if you can get your hands on one, might be a good idea. Speak to a financial advisor. I am not a financial advisor, okay? I have just been by the medical system because I have 1 kidney, 2 uteruses, and a whole bunch of other problems, including blood work that I like to monitor on a regular basis. Well, a health savings account is kind of like a triple whammy because you can put money into it that is not taxed, and then you can reinvest the money while it's in there, so you can kind of make money off of that money, and then you can spend it on things that are related to health. You can spend it on skincare at CVS too, if you didn't know that, or Target. You can, or Sephora. Your HSA can pay for your Sephora haul, okay, as long as it's skincare. Anyways, you can take money as long as it's health related out of that account, and it's basically tax-free. So depending on how much federal and state taxes you have to pay, that could be 10%, that could be 20, that could be 30 or 50. You're basically saving that amount of money because you're putting it in, growing it, and then it's not being taxed when it comes out. You still have to pay sales tax, but like, if I can get my insurance to grow on its own and pay for my scalp massages, yes, please. And yes, HSA accounts often cover things like massage or even supplements. So that's a huge hack, is get the insurance to pay it for you. And if you don't have an HSA, again, I'm not a financial advisor. Go talk to a financial advisor. I need to go talk to a financial advisor because I want one of these. But yeah, if you can get the insurance to pay for it for you, that is like the ultra life hack. That is like girl math 10,000. And of course, don't let this stress you out, because if it stresses you out, that stress could lead to that hair shedding that comes from stressful events, which, oof, I know way too much about this year, as we already know, Cassandra. Let's not be a little weenie crybaby, okay? The stress doesn't help the inflammation or the scalp. So if you can, even engage in like mindfulness techniques, engage in things that make you happy. Read a book, touch grass. I like to read a book with my helmet on. It's honestly one of my favorite things to do. And the fact that I can use this every single day and be regular with it, phenomenal. Again, get it on sale or on a discount. I will link my favorite here, beYoutiful. This has so many reviews. If you want like a separate review from me, happy to bring you one, but this is amazing. And if you want that video that I did with Will, or why I'm going back to Korea for this, I will let you know. And again, I unfortunately don't have an HSA that's paying for my flight to Korea, but if you need to see a specialist and you can get it covered by that account, and it's like a medical tourism thing, you can get medical tourism covered. Be careful where you go for medical tourism though, because we have had people who came in and got skin infections, or like one girl got her boobies botched. I've seen people get veneers botched or their hair transplants from Turkey botched. Again, it's not just Turkey, it's a whole bunch of places, but oh, that's another video we need to talk about, medical tourism. Listen to the guy who spoke about insurance. I will link his video because he was way better at explaining it than me. But look at you being so well versed in the American insurance and healthcare system now. Wow. Look at you. Look at you. When I actually take care of my hair, it works very nicely. This is my natural texture. She's still learning to be loved. She can be a little bit difficult, but next time somebody recommends biotin to you, pull up the medical studies. Again, were they done on dogs or rats? I have to go check. Pull up the medical study, show people why it's BS, and you can even point them to this video or some of the medical studies we cited here to talk about how LED and how lowering scalp inflammation can actually help, unlike the biotin, for most people who aren't deficient in it already. Again, is she jet lagged? Is she caffeinated? Is she dehydrated? Probably. I'm gonna go drink some water. Please stay hydrated both orally and topically. Always reapply that SPF if you actually want to know the one that I'm using. I shared it on Instagram stories. I'm trying to post them more regularly. I don't all the time. I'm trying, okay? And most importantly, be beautiful both inside and out. I love you. I'm not gonna take a nap. I'm gonna go drink some water and I will see you in the comments because I'm sure, did you leave a nugget for me? Did you leave a nugget? I hope you did. Anyways, love you guys. Bye.